What's up guys, it's me Deshaun and I'm back at it again with another Fire Force video. This chapter right here, man, crazy bro. This is definitely one of my favorite chapters in Fire Force. This new form that Shinra has is insane. Now we've got a lot to go over outside of this form, so let's get this chapter review started. So this chapter starts off with the Earth being a black sun like we've seen in the previous chapters. Again, everyone that was alive on Earth is now dead, and the only survivors are Arthur, Shinra, Haomei, the Evangelist, and Sho. The only thing left thriving on this planet are black flames and despair. And this is because of humanity's unconscious desire for that despair. And it is Haomei's duty to see through that God's revelation was fulfilled to the end. But unfortunately for her, with Sho, Shinra, and their mom being reunited, there is now hope for humanity. And because they're opposing God's revelation and the unconscious desire of humanity, Haomei then labels the family as devils. And I really like this right here because the fact that Haomei is labeling Shinra as a devil, this is very reminiscent to the time when Shinra was fighting Charon, when he used to let the sign of horns bother him because of its association with the devil. But then Shinra realizes it's all in how he perceives things. So he takes advantage of this and decides that he'll be a devil to evil. And despite what people might label him as or perceive him as, he takes the perception of others and turns it into something more empowering for himself. In my other videos, I talked about how perception is a main focus in the power system of Fire Force, and this is a clear-cut example of that. Because Shinra is with his family, he now believes that they have a chance to make a miracle, turning what was once a hopeless situation into a fighting chance against the Evangelist. Despite it seeming like there's no fighting chance against Haomei, we see Shinra use the power of perception in this chapter. Sho asks Shinra what is it that he plans on doing. Then Shinra takes time to think about what exactly he should do. Keep this in mind. As much as Sho hates to admit it, they're in a very desperate situation, and that is the truth of the matter. But keep in mind Shinra was thinking about what they should do. So Haomei said that mom was the Evangelist's doppelganger, and the saint can't tell lies, right? At this point, Shinra begins to take the perceptions of man and uses them to his own benefit. The saint can't tell lies, right? At this point in the story, Shinra begins to fight fire with fire. He takes the collective unconscious perception of the world and uses it against them. If the Evangelist, the embodiment of despair, and if his mom is the Evangelist's doppelganger, that must mean that his mom is hope. And the fact that she showed up must mean there's still a sliver of hope left. Sho then asks, despite that, what can we really do? Then Shinra begins to think, what is the Evangelist up to? She's always standing behind the saint like that. Sho then pauses and thinks, the saint and the Evangelist have become one and the same. She's shouldering despair on her back, because after all, a saint cannot tell a lie. And they begin to use her own perception against her, because Adala is the world of human perception. And they're taking advantage of this to combat the Evangelist. Again, fighting fire with fire. If Haomei's shouldering despair on her back, if that's how it is, then we're carrying hope in our hearts. Within my heart, our three souls unite as one. And then a strange light begins to glow around Sho, Shinra, and their mother. And it turns out, all three of them unified in a soul resonance. And the soul that they make is ginormous. It's not as big as Shinigami's, but god dang, they're about to go off. And as you see Shinra's soul begin to smile, as it grows demon horns, we begin to see Shinra underneath it all. To the planet of black despair, with a heart brimmed with hope, I have come to meet you. And Shinra makes a devilish grin. And once we turn this page, we see Shinra's brand new form. Shinra Banshoman. Shinra takes these perceptions and accepts them and becomes a demon, a devil to evil, and also a hero. Hope can't be stopped, and I can't stop smiling. Let's get us a verdict, hope or despair. And now Shinra will exercise humanity's despair. Now at the end of the chapter overview, let's discuss what will be happening in the chapters to come and try to predict what exactly is going to happen. So Shinra's new form's name is called Shinra Bansho Man. And it turns out there's actually a deeper meaning to that. The word Shinra Bansho translates to all things in nature or all things in the universe or creation. So this kind of makes me wonder, is Shinra basically taking up the role as the next Shinigami in the world of Fire Force with this transformation? Because if he is taking up a form that is reminiscent to all things in the universe or creation, wouldn't that essentially make him God of the cosmos, since he's able to step toe-to-toe with the evangelist who is currently God in Fire Force? It's some very interesting stuff to think about. And I'm not gonna hold you, I'm actually very, I guess you could say surprised in the direction that he's actually taking the story at the moment. Because it seems like everything is going to end rather soon, but that can't really be the case because there are a lot of plot holes and plot points that still need to be wrapped up, I guess. Such as Shinra's doppelganger, Burns' role in the story now that he's come back, because it makes no sense to bring Burns back as a doppelganger or a demon if he's not gonna do anything except for get bopped like everyone else on Earth. Because if it's like that, why'd you bring him back in the first place? What does he do for the plot at that point? I sure as hell don't fucking know. But I get the feeling that Shinra's most likely going to undo the damage that the evangelist has done, and we're going to see more of the plot play out from Shinra officially saving the Earth. What do you guys think about that? Do you think the story's going to end very soon, or do you think that there's still plenty of more chapters to come from this manga? Me personally, I feel like there's a lot more that Okubo needs to go over, but I guess we'll really just have to wait and see what direction he's trying to take this story into. Hopefully he finishes strong because he's retiring off of this manga, so I'm just waiting and praying for the best. Do you guys think Shinra being a god now is cool, or do you think there's more to it than what Okubo is alluding to in the story? At the end of the day, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I hope you guys enjoyed this Fire Force chapter review. I love dropping these videos, and I hope to see you in the next one. Y'all take it easy.